So, I'm pretty sure that the Lord Magikarp is a reference to the fact that in the Sinnoh Battle Resort, you can legitimately catch a level 100 Magikarp. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 24 of the Pokemon Journeys anime titled Rest Team Rocket just dropped, and in this episode, Team Rocket are told to go on a break by Matori. Meanwhile, Ash and Goh head to the resort area to catch a Pokemon called the Lord. What's going to happen in this episode? Well, let's find out. Before I start, I just want to say that I feel like I'm starting to get sick, so if my voice sounds awful, that's why. Sorry about that. Anyways, this episode is basically your standard Team Rocket episode, except the roles are reversed. Whereas Team Rocket are usually the bad guy, and here, they're the good guys, and Ash's Pikachu somehow loses all of its power, and the episode ends with a happy ending for Team Rocket. Let's go through the episode to see what I mean. The episode begins with Team Rocket getting a call from Matori. Originally, Jessie hangs up on her because she really doesn't care for what she has to say, but once James reestablished the call, they find out from Matori that Giovanni has ordered them to take a break for the day for their dedication to Team Rocket. That is surprising to them, and as we'll see later in the episode, what they imagine to be a fantastic time going on a break turns out to be kind of a nightmare for them. But before we jump on that, we see that Cerise has told Ash and Goh that in the resort area from Sinnoh, trainers try to fish up a Pokemon called the Lord. He basically wants them to go there to see if they can investigate it or capture it themselves. Both Ash and Goh agree to go. The reason I say that this vacation turns into a nightmare for Team Rocket earlier is because they also decided to go to the battle area in Sinnoh. And just as they're getting ready to relax, Ash and Goh, and more specifically Pikachu, shows up on their sights. They're wearing different clothing obviously, so they're not noticed, but they keep trying to ignore it and go on their break, but time and time again, they just keep running into Ash, Goh, and Pikachu. It's not all bad though. For example, when they meet Ash and Goh a second time when they're going to go shopping, James finds out that Ash and Goh are looking to get the best fishing rod to capture this Lord, so he gladly helps them. It's only Jessie, who has to hold Pikachu from getting ran over but can't take him, who gets frustrated about this. Then, while Ash and Goh are fishing for the Lord, they just happen to be watching when Goh all of a sudden catches something massive, and while him and Ash are struggling to catch this thing, Ash spots Team Rocket again and asks them for help to get the Lord. Now, they do end up getting it, but what is the Lord? Well, turns out it's a giant Magikarp that can jump extremely high. Goh only catches it after putting it to sleep with the Oddish because the first time the Magikarp sends the Pokeball back to Goh's face. So now, Goh has a giant Magikarp that can jump supremely high. He also caught another regular-sized Magikarp earlier and a Goldeen while he was fishing. But anyways, as the shenanigans is going on in the resort, right outside of it, we see Matori making a plan to capture all of the rare and strong Pokemon there. Here's the issue I have with the episode. They talk about how there are strong and rare Pokemon in this resort, that's why they want to capture them. And there are dozens and dozens of people in the resort. There's literally only 4 members of Team Rocket that are going around capturing these Pokemon. And you're telling me not a single one was able to fight Team Rocket at all? Not a single trainer that was in that resort? And what frustrates me more is that it's not like the cage was electrified or anything. It was just a regular cage. And inside we see Pokemon like Machoke, Graveler, Charizard, and you're telling me not a single one of them try to escape? That type of stuff bothers me. I know I'm just supposed to take it at face value, but when you capture strong Pokemon like that and it doesn't resist once it gets captured, it just annoys me. Anyways, because of the chaos, Ash and Goh find out and go up to fight the elite Team Rocket members. They are outnumbered, even though they have so many trainers around them. But it's 3v4 with Pikachu, Riolu, and Raboot taking on Toxicroak, Skuntank, Rhyperior, and Purugly. Ash's Riolu isn't strong enough, as we all know, and neither is Goh's Raboot. The surprising thing is that Ash's Pikachu misses an Iron Tail and gets poisoned by Toxicroak's Sludge Bomb. And then after that, it can't get up after being poisoned, which then allows it to get hit by Venoshock and gets taken away by Team Rocket. Again, I know that the story makes Pikachu as strong as he needs to be, so I really shouldn't be surprised, but it does bother me when they're so inconsistent with how strong they portray Ash's Pikachu to be. I do like how Ash reacted seeing Pikachu being taken away though. No yelling, screaming after he's already gone. Just quiet, and he's upset and determined to get Pikachu back. It shows that Ash has really grown as a trainer. While this whole battle thing is happening, by the way, Team Rocket's on the roof of a building seeing this go down. They don't know if they should jump in or not because they're on break technically. That is, until they hear Matori say that the reason they were successful here is because Jessie, James, and Meowth weren't involved. That gets them all riled up. So, they decide they want to make Matori miserable by helping all the Pokemon escape so that Giovanni is gonna yell at her, which leads them to decide to help Ash and Goh. But that's another issue I have though. So they decide on this plan to ruin her raid afterwards. But when they talk to Ash and Goh, they show James sticking one of the Pokemon with a tracker. I guess you can say that they wanted to see where these Pokemon were headed for their own reasons, but the way the cuts are laid out, that's not how it looks like. The way that whole thing happens makes it look like the footage is out of order, but it's not. It's just so weird why they would do it like that. Anyways, Team Rocket in disguise decide to help Ash and Goh get their Pokemon, and with the James tracker, they find the place where the Matori Matrix is waiting at right now. I don't know for what, but hey. Then, there's a fantastic bit here where Goh distracts the Team Rocket members while Ash and James go and unlock the cage where the Pokemon are at. Now, earlier we just saw that Pikachu lost to these guys, so how could Goh win against them? He doesn't have any crazy strong Pokemon. Well, he pulls out the Lord, the giant Magikarp, and has it use Splash. And since it's such a giant Magikarp and that can jump supremely high, it both throws off the elite members as well as sends them flying once the Magikarp lands. It's hilarious. Then after, James picks the lock and Ash gives Pikachu a Pecha Berry to heal the poisoning. Then when Matori comes out to see what all the ruckus is about, they see that they are surrounded by Pokemon. A brief scuffle emerges where they're on the back foot, so they have no choice but to retreat, and they get away just as Officer Jenny arrives. There's a funny bit here where Ash asks Jessie and James what their names are, and it almost causes Jessie to sing out the Team Rocket motto, which is hilarious. She's stopped by James and Meowth though. The next day, Team Rocket are spry and super happy that they ruined Matori's plan, and they immediately pick up when she calls. It looks like she succeeded as she looks miserable, while their faces are beaming. The episode ends with Goh and Ash talking to Cerise, Krissa, and Ren about the Pokemon and their adventures. When the professor is skeptical of the Lord shows them why he deserves his nickname. Overall, it's a fine episode. It's always fun to see Team Rocket do different things, and I do like episodes where they switch roles. My only issue with the episode is just the inconsistencies that I talked about. Again, I know it's probably just a me issue, and I need to really look at these things in face value when they happen, but again, I would like to see a bit more logic in the stories. You can argue that maybe they were tired from battling Team Rocket, the Pokemon that were stuck in the cage, but if that's the case, then show us. The only stills we see is there's no resistance from anyone. But again, that's just a me issue, I guess. I didn't see anyone else complaining on Twitter about this, so... One thing that this episode does confirm to me is that Ash doesn't take all of his Pokemon with him all the time. You would think that would be the case, right? But no Gengar, no Dragonite this episode. Does that not seem strange to anyone else? I know this just because they needed a reason for Ash and Team Rocket to team up, and a way to show off the Lord Magikarp, but still, that's so strange. I don't really know how to feel about it. Seriously, I don't. I would love to hear what you think. The only thing I can assume is that he didn't think there was going to be any conflict in the resort area, but I would think Ash, out of anyone, should know that Team Rocket or other troubles always seem to follow him. I know the real reason is that in the next episode, it's most likely going to be Gengar and Dragonite that are going to be fighting Karina, but in universe, it is a bit weird that Ash didn't take his Pokemon with him. Either way though, this is a fun episode. It's a fantastic development for Team Rocket, as we can see just how much Jessie despises Matori. See, in the past we've known that she didn't like her, but here, we see how deep that resentment runs. We see that they're willing to sabotage their own organization's plan just to get back at her. That is supremely petty, and I stan Jessie for that. If you haven't checked it out already, I'd recommend this episode. Everyone is hyped for this next episode, and I can't lie, I am too. Ash is going to take on Karina to advance to the Great Ball tier, and I can't wait. But anyways, that's it for my review of episode 24 of the Journeys anime. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like, share, subscribe, and again, comment your thoughts on the fact that Ash doesn't take all of his Pokemon with him when he's going on adventures. I find that so strange. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.